good morning and welcome to a day in the life as an attorney working from home. Today, I'm going to take you through a work day with me while I work remote. So I'm starting off by making myself a cup of coffee. It's about 6:45 in the morning, which is a little later than I usually get up, but I'm adding my collagen powder to my coffee. I do that every single morning and like to stir that in. If you're interested in a full morning routine, I've done a separate video on that, but today I'm mostly going to be focusing on what I do during the day and spending the day with me. So I'm going to pull out some beef from the freezer and let that thaw out for dinner, and then I have a little leftover egg bake, so I'm going to have some of that for breakfast at my desk. So I'm going to enjoy my breakfast and work on some personal tasks on my computer first. So this is what most mornings look like. I get to my desk somewhere between 6:30 and 7 in the morning, and I get my coffee. I usually have breakfast here. I do some personal things on my computer, but I actually have a meeting this morning at 7:30 and it's already 7:02. So I'm gonna figure out my schedule for the day, check personal and work emails, and get ready for this first meeting. So we should get started. I have essential oils going. I'm going to log into my computer, and then I'm pulling out the Sophisticated Organization Daily Planner Pad. This is actually a product that I created using your feedback. So if you follow me over on Instagram, I asked everyone exactly what you want on your daily to-do planners and incorporated so many of my followers and community ideas to build this planner pad, and it's available on my website. It is $12.99, so definitely a reasonable price, free shipping. Make sure to check the description box below. There will be a link there if you're interested in purchasing one, but I use it every single day and really like using it to keep on track with the tasks that I need to do that day. So it has your top 3 tasks, your other to-do list items, things you can hold off for tomorrow, some meal planning spots. You can plan hour by hour, or there's even a spot that you could do half hours at a time, your water intake, which I'm super bad about. So having a little spot to track my water is really nice. A place to write what you're grateful for. That's always a really nice reminder to kind of reflect in the morning. So I'm going through my calendar, writing everything out, and then going to jump into this meeting. So if you don't know, I am a full-time attorney and I do sophisticated organization on the side. I work for a company in their legal department, so I practice corporate law mostly. And my first meeting is actually for women in leadership, and I lead a portion of our organization's women in leadership group. So that's the meeting I'm starting with this morning. So it kind of depends. That's something I think we need to talk about and select. We like when we have external speakers to have it open to everyone, especially because we're putting that cost in, right? We want it to be worth it, and we want people to show up for the external speaker, so that would be ideal. 'Cause now I dream about you. This meeting was actually an hour and a half long, so I'm not going to bore you with the entire thing. It was a strategy session planning for what we want to do in 2021. After my first meeting is done, it's about 9 o'clock, so I'm going to fold the blanket, put that away, kind of get adjusted for the day before I really settle into the hard work. So I'm going to make my portion of the bed. If you've followed me for a while, you know that my husband and I really like splitting up our housework, and we split it up in very strange ways. So instead of one of us making the bed and one of us doing the dishes and one of us doing the laundry, we split a lot of tasks half and half. So he makes that base layer of the bed and isn't in love with throw pillows, as most men aren't. So I do the throw pillow portion after he's made that base layer of the bed. I actually have some laundry I did last night too that I folded and put on top of the dresser, but clearly was too lazy to put it away. So I'm going to put that away this morning and make sure we start the day with a clean slate.
I was doing just fine the way that it was. Then you hand me these emotions, didn't want them, but I guess that I'm stuck with them. They could go away, but I know they won't, and I should let.
Back to my desk, and I'm going to get some work done. I had some contracts to review that day, emails that I was going through, and then you'll see I'm hopping on yet another call. It really depends on the day for me, how many calls I'm on. Sometimes it's just a couple, and other days it feels like I don't even have time for a bathroom break. I'm back to back to back on calls. And sometimes I also feel like, when am I supposed to get my work done when I'm on all of these calls? So today was a good mix. I had a fair amount, but the morning block only had 2, so not too bad. I'm just checking back in with my little planner pad that I shared at the beginning of this, writing down a couple more things on my hourly schedule. I leave it kind of blank in the morning so I have space to fill in things as they come up, going through my to-do list and seeing what I've accomplished so far. At this point, I was absolutely starving, and so is my husband. You'll see he's popping around as well. He works from home too. So before lunchtime, we had some popcorn. Now, I'm not sure if that's really appropriate to be having at like 10 o'clock in the morning, but it sounded good to both of us, so we decided to make some popcorn. I've personally really enjoyed working from home. Not only does it cut down on a very lengthy commute that I had with terrible Denver traffic, but I also really like being able to spend time with my husband. I like that I can just walk into the kitchen, make myself a snack, head right back into the office. But it's kind of fun that my husband and I can pop in and check on each other. It's like we're coworkers, but not actually working at the same company. So it's just nice to have his companionship, and I really appreciate that he's working from home too. I got some more work done at my computer, and now I'm gonna grab some lunch. And Jim and I usually have lunch together and take the time away from our computers and sit down at the kitchen table. But today he was really busy. I definitely had some work I could do as well, so I decided just to have lunch at my desk.
What's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by. Someone save me before I pass out. I'm too lonely to be done. I'm a drink at this pace.
This has become a new theme for me. I really like making myself a special coffee in the afternoons. As you saw in the morning, I just have my coffee black with a little bit of collagen powder that doesn't really have any flavor. So it's basically just black coffee. And then in the afternoons, I make myself something special. So some decaf coffee, since I don't need more caffeine necessarily, with some cream or oat milk or something like that. Or I have also been making green tea lattes, which is what I'm doing today. I'm just adding a little bit of matcha green tea powder to some oat milk that's in my frother. This frother does a great job mixing together green tea powder if you've ever struggled with that before. And I'm just going to do a little bit of honey, and that's basically it.
When I had the chance, maybe it will pass by. Someone save me before I pass out. I'm too lonely to be done. I'm a drink at this pace.
I always just kind of guesstimate with the amount of milk I put in here, and it looks like today I made just a tiny bit too much, so I'm going to take a little sip, make some more space, and then fill it back up with the rest of it. You'll see I like to snack throughout the day and give myself little treats. So in the morning, I obviously have breakfast. Sometimes I'll have a snack like I did today before lunch, then I'll have lunch, then do a latte or an apple or something like that in the afternoon before dinner, because I just feel like sometimes I need a little pick-me-up and I get hungry. So you'll see I just flipped on a light that's behind my computer screen. Whenever I join video calls on Zoom, because I have a window behind me, it actually really screws with the lighting and I just look like a dark shadow. So having a front light really helps so I don't look like a dark shadow when I'm on those video calls. So I have a few back-to-back video calls that I'm about to hop on, so I want to make sure that light is on and I'm camera ready.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy that you don't. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain?
One of the things I missed most working from home is the connections that I have with my coworkers. A lot of us are really close. So when I joined this call and we were chatting about what we did over the weekend, I actually shared that I baked a cake, which I will be sharing the photo of that cake probably pretty soon over on my Instagram. And so I was showing them a photo and just kind of talking about how I made it and stuff. So it's fun to be able to still chat and catch up.
Much about you, what things you like and what you don't. It's not that long since I met you for the first time. You know we should work it out. You know we should work it out. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted?
The workday is over and I'm back on my personal computer and I'm going to do some sophisticated organization stuff, get things ready for YouTube or work on my website or whatever it might be, pop on my phone, check Instagram, post if I need to. I like to do this a lot of times early in the morning before I work. But today I did have an earlier call. You saw I got up a little bit later than I usually do. So I'm going to spend a little time on my computer doing that now. And then I'm going to do a walk that I always do with my husband at the end of the day and get dinner ready. So today I had dinner written as the first thing to do and then the walk, but we're actually going to go on a walk first. So I'm just going to get dinner prepped and then we'll go on our walk. And as I got up, I just wanted to check what the weather was like. I realized I hadn't even looked outside today and it was snowing. So hopefully while I prep dinner, maybe that snow will stop and then we will get outside. I'm making a super easy dinner tonight and it is going to be a crock pot beef taco meal. There's really no recipe. I just start with some beef and I saute it with some oil. I add taco seasoning, rotate it, and saute the other side and add a little more seasoning. I'm adding in chopped up tomatoes. I just happen to have a tomato. You can also add in some salsa. Beef broth is ideal. I didn't have any, so I just threw in some chicken broth. Really anything works here. And I find that if you set it to about 90 minutes, I know it sounds like a lot. I've tried 70 before and it honestly wasn't enough to make that beef tender and shred apart, but I think 90 was the trick this time. So I'm gonna set that to 90 minutes on high pressure. And then I'm just gonna chop up some onions. My husband and I both love caramelized onions, so I have an onion and a half and we will for sure eat all of that. Not tonight, but this should hopefully have some leftovers and get us through lunch for tomorrow. That is one of my tricks. I just make big dinners and they usually get us through lunch the next day so I don't have to cook quite as much or think too much in the middle of a workday when it comes to lunch. I clearly am spending a lot of time at my computer and when I have a lot of calls and I'm really busy, I don't have time to be making a whole new lunch. So big dinners that work for lunch the next day are perfect for me.
What is up with your smile? It's impossible, not melting, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied, stayed over this.
Before we go for our walk, I want to tidy things up a little bit. I was putting some dishes away. That egg casserole, I think it was kind of on its last day, so I just dumped the rest of it and cleaning that out and putting it in the dishwasher as well.
Taking me a while to get it. Had to live and cry to appreciate life, and what you give is worth it when you hold it.
As far as work goes in the evening, oftentimes As far as work goes in the evening, I do always check my email on my phone throughout the evening just to make sure things aren't popping up. I don't typically have to work much past 5 o'clock, but I want to make sure I'm just being aware of things and making sure there are no emergencies or anything like that, which there usually aren't. Sometimes I have to go back online at the end of a night, but it's usually a rare occurrence. So we're gonna bundle up for our cold, snowy walk. I have my long jacket on. I grabbed some gloves and then went back because I actually felt like I needed something probably to cover my ears. And my husband is awesome about making sure we get out and go for a walk regardless of the weather. It can be snowing, raining, it doesn't matter. He is the best about making sure we get outside and get some exercise together.
Let me tell you what I found, leaving everything behind, knowing there is more in life that I want.
Again, this dinner's so simple. I'm just using canned beans, canned corn. We like both of those. We don't mind. I'm going to saute the onions, and you'll see that I have some 90-minute Spanish rice. It's from Target. Jim really likes it. It's really easy. It goes in the microwave, so we're just going to do that. And I'm going to pull the beef out of the Instant Pot and shred it up a little bit, and that will be kind of the main dish. You can easily add some taco shells or tortillas to this meal. If you have lettuce, you can make like a taco salad, but we're just doing kind of a deconstructed taco, I guess, and not doing any tortillas, tacos, or lettuce or anything like that. I'm also just grabbing anything else that I have that kind of fits with this. I have some tomatoes I'm going to chop up, avocado, sour cream, cheese, salsa, all of that stuff. So this meal is something I like to make if we come back from a vacation or we've been out of town or we have no groceries in the house because the beef is frozen, everything else is canned pretty much. That rice comes in a package, onions last forever. So this is an easy one when I have no idea what to make, came back from vacation, or don't have groceries.
Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone.
So we're just going to sit down and enjoy the rest of the evening together. I'm not going to share the rest of my night, but if you are interested in what I do after this, I do have another video that's a weeknight routine, so I will put that in the cards above if you're interested. This was actually a video that you guys requested. You wanted to see more of a day in the life. You wanted to know more about me working as an attorney and working from home. So hopefully this is what you're looking for. It's not super glamorous, but if you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, I will see you guys later.